Very good evening, friends. Meeting again in the session of Organon philosophy, and we were discussing regarding the Stuart Close philosophy, the chapter number 9, that is cure and recovery. We are on concluding part of this chapter. We have discussed many concepts in this chapter. What is exactly meant by the recovery and what is exactly meant by the cure, and then what are the big important three requirements in order to get ideal cure. And then he explains over there that whenever you apply the homeopathic medication, it should be according to the cardinal principles of homeopathy. Second important criteria or requirement which he explains over there, the treatment should be individualistic. And third important thing which he explained over there is that it should be, your remedy should be based upon thorough case taking. You should be able to catch all those things and then you can reach to the right remedy over there. So after explaining all those things, and we have spent nearly about 2 days in order to understand the last point, that is the how to deal with the patients with acutes as well as chronics, and all points which he has elaborated, we have discussed in length. Yesterday, we have finished one more point, that what should be the manner and direction of cure. So that is also one of the things which we have discussed on that day, that Hering's law of direction of cure should be followed. If it has been followed, we are on the right track and we can get the results which are permanent and which are 100% giving you the confidence to prescribe. So this is what we have finished on page number 132. Let us go with the next paragraph over there. That is the trend of modern therapeutics. So we'll start right from here. Trend of modern therapeutics. Cure as a medical ideal appears to have been abandoned by the dominant school of medicine. So there is no concept of cure. Whatever is there generally is the part and parcel of palliation. Formerly, every new therapeutic method or measure based its claims to acceptance upon alleged cures. If the results of its use could be made to pass for cures, it was given some sort of standing in the medical world. If not, or if time revealed the falsity of the claim, it was relegated to the limbo of exposed theories. So this modern medical, so-called modern medical or dominant school of medical practice, they never accepts the rest of the pathies, rest of the things. If anyone claims that we have cured such and such thing, they never considers that. The best example is explained in the footnote to the aphorism number 8, where Hahnemann himself have explained the Upland statement. Upland was the big person. In fact, he was running a journal at that time. And this Upland, what is its comment? Homeopathy can cure the symptoms, the disease remains. This was the statement. And then Hahnemann have explained why Upland is going to say like that. And this is what happens even today. If you claim, yes, you have cured the diabetes, no one accepts because their parameters are rather different and they never accept whatever is done in homeopathy, whatever is done by Ayurveda. They never accept. They take a length of time, that is limbo of exploded theory. And everyone comes out with their own theories in modern science. Someone comes with something else that remains for some time, then again someone comes, then again something new theory. Every time the changes are there because there is no fixed principle, which we have in our pathy. We are damn sure when we prescribe because we prescribe according to the principles. There is no question of theorizing, there is no question of speculating. But allopathic system of medicine always comes with some speculation, and that's why there are different opinions and different ideas. With the progress of the science and general diffusion of knowledge, both profession and people have begun to realize their mistakes. A great majority of alleged cures are found to be not cures at all, but at best only recovery. In many cases, the conditions of the patient after his supposed cure is found to be worse than it was before, for the removal or suppression of some of his superficial symptoms, which was all that was accomplished, was followed by other symptoms indicating invasion of deeper or more important organs by metastasis. And this is commonest thing which happens in the field of allopathy. The haphazard cures, you used to find it out over there. They claim they have cured the cancer. No, it is a palliation. By surgery, they removed certain things. Temporary patient feels better. After within a span of 6 months or a year, again it reappears with metastasis. This is a big common example. If you observe clearly in the cancer hospital, you're going to see the only palliative results, not at all cure. And that's why he explains that these are nothing but the recoveries. These are not at all the cures. And this is what is going on. Even radiation, it never cures. It is palliation, palliative mode of treatment. Chemotherapy is palliative mode of treatment. The young man, for instance, whose gonorrhea was treated by injections and who was told by his physicians after discharge disappeared that he was cured and might marry a girl of his choice, soon found that his previously healthy young wife began to complain of serious troubles in her reproductive organs. He has given very simple example of it. He has given the example of a gonorrhea. Patient was treated with allopathy, and after treating him with a proper allopathic medicine, the discharge was stopped. Now, that period where there are no symptoms of gonorrhea present, he asked whether, shall I marry to that doctor? He said, yes, you are cured. And he marries with the girl who is healthy at all. And just after marriage, after regular sexual life, immediately that wife starts getting the secondary symptoms of psychosis, that is the gonorrhea. Gonorrhea primary symptoms never comes. It appears in partner directly in the stage in which it was there in the husband. So she started getting pelvic inflammatory diseases, which were not there till the marriage. She started getting leukorrhea, she started getting the itching over there, she started getting the severe pain in abdomen, she started getting irregular menses, all those things. From where it has been brought? It has been brought from her husband, because husband was not cured. Husband was just palliated. It was just recovery. It was not a cure. He found himself watching the gradual fading of the roses in her cheeks and brightness in her eyes, her lassitude, failing strength, and falling weight, her mental depression and irritability, until finally consultation with gynecologist and a physical examination revealed gonococcic salpingitis, a pus tube, or a degenerated ovary, for which the only recourse is an operation and removal of the diseased organs. So she was investigated, and it has been found that her fallopian tubes are blocked. Salpingitis. Why salpingitis is there? It is because secondary to the gonococci. From where she brought the gonococci? If her husband is cured, how it has been transmitted? It has been transmitted because it was not cured. It was just recovered. And this is what he wants to highlight over there, that allopathic medicine or modern medicine never cures the thing, it palliates the thing. And that's why gonorrhea or this psychotic miasm is transmitted in the same way, in the same stage from her husband to herself, and directly affecting the internal organs without producing primary focus. And that's why she never suffered from the gonorrheal discharge. She directly suffered secondary symptoms of the gonorrhea. So her ovaries getting affected. There might be ovarian cyst, ovarian degeneration. There might be a salpingitis producing tubal block, and all those are secondary symptoms, and she is turning towards the sterility. This happens after marriage. The young man learned the result mutilated and crippled reproductive organs and farewell to all hopes of the family. The young man learned too late, that he was never cured of his gonorrhea, but that the measures and used merely drew the disease to the deeper parts, from whence it was communicated to his innocent wife with such dire result. And this is how a disease was transmitted from him to his wife, producing her a total sterility or damaging of the ovaries or fallopian tube. So this is very important that you never get cured with the modern medicine. 75% of the alarmingly large and increasing number of operations on the female sexual organs are said to be high authority due to the chronic gonococcal infection caused by the suppression by local treatment and metastasis of the acute disease in the husband. It is sad commentary on the boasted efficiency of modern therapy. So he directly criticizes modern medicine over there and says that this is the thing which happens. Modern medicine cannot cure the gonococci with the help of antibiotics. Yes, it recovers. Patient recovers from symptoms. Patient is asymptomatic, but never gets cured. And this concept he tried to explain over there. This is the difference between the homeopathy and allopathy. In homeopathy, you used to get exactly the cure. In allopathy, you will going to get only a recovery. And if you are able to understand these differences, then you will understand which pathy is more scientific in nature. Examples in many forms of disease might be given to illustrate the results of false and pernicious therapeutics and ignorance of what cure really means. But enough has been said to indicate the importance of re-examination of the subject. So these are the things, and this is not only related with gonococci. This is related with syphilis. This is related with the each. This is related with each chronic disease. There is no cure in modern science. The abandonment of the ideal cure by the general profession, and the abandonment means to leave, sodun dena. The disappearance of the term from the current medical literature does not mean that cure is impossible. It only means that wrong method has been pursued in order in the effort to attain it. So what he is explaining over there that because of wrong method, this cure concept is not there. It is only a recovery which happens to be there. And this is the basic thing one has to understand, the difference between allopathy and homeopathy. Allopathy recovers, homeopathy cures. Many great truths have had their rise, acceptance, and period of sway, followed by long period of decline and obscurity. But never has the great truth been lost. There is always a remnant in the Israel who survive to hold the truth committed to them as a precious possession and cherish it until the revival comes. So he is explaining it in relation with the Israel's, but that is not of any importance. Only one thing, keep it in your mind, that if you try to treat all those disorders by local means, by modern medicine, you will not going to get a cure. What you are going to get is only a palliative treatment or palliative results, or which is called to be a recovery, but not the ideal cure. The Hahnemannian ideal of cure by medication, according to the principle of symptom similarity, largely lost the sight for a time, in dazzling accomplishments of the modern surgery and laboratory research has been passing through such a period of neglect and obscurity. So nowadays there is a big passion. What is the passion? Go for investigation. Even though you ask, no need. People are interested to go for investigation. What happens? What is the use of that? Use is that to give the big name to it. You can label, yes, this is what we feel, this is the name of your disease. But ultimately, what is there? Cure, is there any cure? No. If it is not so, then what is the use of laboratory investigations or all those things? And because of which, what he says, because of these new modern methods, Hahnemann's teaching and Hahnemann's concept of symptom similarity is taken away. Actually, which should not be. But this is happening. If just a simple example I want to share. Day before yesterday, there was a patient. She had little bit emotional stress. She had increased blood pressure with chest pain. I have examined her, found to be normal. Yes, blood pressure was increased. I asked that I have just started her on Crataegus mother teacher. With Crataegus, she has settled her blood pressure, which was 171 by 110. 102, which was settled within span of half an hour, to 143 by 92. And she was quite good. Her pains were disappeared, everything. But still, the people are not ready to accept. They went, they have taken the ECG. ECG found to be normal. Again, the person has said ECG is bad, you do echocardio, 2D echo. They went for 2D. Report was absolutely normal. Actually, ECG was also normal. But just to produce a fear in the patient's mind in order to go for 2D echo, and they can get the money. This is what the modern science is there, and people are running behind. And then they came with reports, sir, this is normal. So I said, I have not asked you to go for it. You yourself have gone. This is the thing which happens. But already there are signs of revival of this great truth, as science in its wider reaches is beginning to correlate the such results of its work. Nowadays, the picture is little bit changing. People are accepting, yes, homeopathy works, and homeopathy produces such a magic results. But it took 250 years to come to this level. But even today, the people are running behind all investigations. There are many people who come to you, yes, doctor, we have done such and such checkup. I say, very good. Doctor, there is increased cholesterol. I say, very good. Ask them to do it again over here instead of a package. And once they do it, again found to be normal. Then question arises, how much you have to believe on all investigations? Whether is it necessary? If whether there is any symptom, whether there is any totality, nothing is there, and still you are finding it out what is wrong at the material level is the wrong concept. And that's why he criticizes over there. The whole train of modern medical thought is towards the confirmation and acceptance of the fundamental postulates and principles first initiated by Hahnemanian homeopathy is gradually enunciated by Hahnemann. Homeopathy is gradually being rediscovered by modern science. So there are many investigations they are doing. Nothing happens. But when we treat the same patient with the help of totality of the symptoms, and patient comes out, patient recovers. So what you have to do? You have to go for just your all principles, follow the cardinal principles, and just follow the right remedy, and right remedy which is based upon cardinal principles in right potence. That is your work. This is too important. Instead of just in getting investigated and nothing is there in your hand in order to prescribe. So homeopathy is way ahead. It is not a theoretical medicine. It is a practical medicine. Homeopathy goes in such a manner. And that's why there is a big difference. I had a case which I have shared, I think, with. I had a case to whom I started medicine in April 16, a case of lymphoma, diagnosed case, lost, absolutely hopeless. Asked them by modern science, your life is 3 to 4 days. Patient is semi-comatose state. And I have started case with medicines. Patient is way long from me. So I have explained them a prescription, and they have started on the same day. And since April 2016 till today, she is alive. She is working in the same university, and still she doesn't have taken any single chemotherapy thereafter, which she had already do. And she is doing all her activities. The 4 days life which was expected, now it has 8 years have been passed. So what is important? What is important is principle of law of similarity. What is important is the logic which Hahnemann have explained. What is important is the miasmatic concept which Hahnemann have explained. What is important is the concept of dynamic disorder and concept of dynamic medicine, what Hahnemann have explained. If you follow it properly, in a proper way, you get the results instead of wasting your time only on investigation. Yes, investigations do help to understand the disease pathogenesis, but they never helps in the prescription. They never guides you exactly to reach to the minimum. And that's why we have to follow what Hahnemann have told, and this is too important. So we have finished with this chapter. Next time we'll start with the chapter number 11, not the 10. Chapter number 11 we have to start, because that is the symptomatology. That first we have to learn, and thereafter the next chapter. This indisposition and second best remedy will take later. So chapter number 11 from Stuart Close will start next time. Today evening we'll have a remedy or a met. Yesterday, because of some technical problems with the computer, it was not possible. Today we're going to definitely start with the Aurum and learn Aurum at 8 o'clock. Be there with the same password and ID, and ask your friends to join the today's session. So thanks a lot. If any query is there, we'll have time to discuss. Otherwise, we'll meet in the evening. Any question? So thank you being there, and meet sharply at 8 o'clock.